up your brown book, baby. It's for you, it's for us. The fantasies, no one can judge us, no one can judge us. This is for us. Open up your brown book, baby. It's for you.
Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Shay Baby, and welcome back to the Brown Book Series. I am so super excited for my next guest. Y'all know, honey, I love me some paranormal, and y'all know I love a urban fantasy, just a regular. I love me a fantasy paranormal book, like girl, all the time, honey. If Angel could just come and just be my boyfriend forever and ever and ever. That would be perfect. I mean, I don't even care. He can do whatever he wanted as long as he's just coming home to me. So y'all know what's up. It's Wednesday night. It's 6 o'clock. The Brown Book Series is on. And tonight we have award-winning author, Miss Melissa Sercia. She's going to be in the building. But until we, get ready, we need y'all to get ready. So y'all know what's up. Go get your drinks and call your friends. Let them know the Brown Book Series is on. We'll be right back with award-winning author, Miss Melissa Sercia.
Brown Book Series presents Raw Romance Readers and Writers Experience. Save the date, October 28th and 29th, 2022. Brown Book Series presents Raw Romance Readers and Writers Experience, October 28th and 29th, 2022. At the Westin Old Town, Alexandria, featuring some of your favorite romance authors: Brenda Jackson, Beverly Jenkins, Iris Bowling, Deborah Fletcher Mello, and so much more. The Raw Experience will include book signings, meet and greet, photo ops, vendors, shopping, surprise celebrity guests, and live performances. Registration is wide open at brownbookseries.com. Save the date, October 28th and 29th, 2022. Brown Book Series presents
Open up your brown book.
Hold on tight. Stay tuned. Next up is my interview with, I'm just going to go ahead on and say it, award-winning author, Denise Williams.
Open up your brown
Naima Simone. Miss Vanessa Riley. Hi, Vanessa. Miss Suleika Snyder.
brown book. Open up your brown book, baby.
That was cute. That second commercial threw me off. Anywho, y'all back. Let's go. Bring it to the stage for the first time here at the Brown Book Series. Please welcome award-winning author, Miss Melissa Sercia. Hi, Melissa.
Hey. Thanks for having me.
How you doing, darling?
I'm doing very well. Thank you. Thanks for having me on your show.
You know, I'm so super excited that you're here, girl. Because, honey, I tell you, I love your books. I love your Billionaire Series books, but that damn great.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of her book?
Blood and Magic. Yeah.
Yes. I love her. I just
Yay.
do. I don't know why, but I do. She reminds me of someone. I'm gonna figure it out. You know who she reminds me of? She reminds me of Phoebe from Charmed.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why, but she does.
Yeah.
I don't know
That's
why.
cool. I'll take it.
Yeah, I don't know why she does, but she do. Okay, my people like Shay. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm excited. So, Melissa, first of all, thank you for being here on the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, girl, over here we get all up in your little business, honey.
Okay.
So tell us what it is in a day in the life of Melissa Sercia, outside of the literary world, because we're gonna get all into the books and all that good stuff later on. But the day in the life of Miss Melissa.
Well, it is pretty much like book, related. I get up, I make some tea, sometimes coffee. It's not super exciting, normal stuff, check my Instagram, check my Twitter. And just start thinking about the day, like what I'm going to do that day if I'm plotting or if I'm working on a first draft or if I'm editing. I start thinking about that, listen to some music, just kind of set myself up. I like to kind of a nice, quiet, peaceful morning. So that way I can get like my head right and just like really have like a good day, a good positive day. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And then after I do a bunch of writing, go into the evening, I start cooking dinner. and I love food. So
With a glass of wine in your hand.
that's right. Yes,
Mhm.
always.
That
I
much I
like my
heard.
wine.
I said, oh, she cooked wine in her hand. That she sound like me. She's my kind of
Mhm.
girl.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I love my wine. Sometimes whiskey. I'll do like a bourbon, here and there.
Me
So,
too. I like that. So what's your favorite bourbon?
my favorite is Michter's. It's
Mhm.
really good. Michter's Right's really like kind of pricey, so I don't get it all the time. But that's like a splurge one. But then just like Elijah, I think it's called Elijah Craig.
Elijah Craig. I like
That's
that
a good
though.
one.
Yeah.
Maker's Mark, Bullet, those are good
Yeah.
too. But Michter's, if you haven't tried it, it's really good.
I have to write that down.
Yeah, it's
Liquor.
really good.
Cause yeah, I like girl. I'm a drinker. I do the wines and stuff. I do red wines.
Okay, me too.
Yeah, yeah. If I do a white wine, I have to put a flavorful vodka in it. Cause
Like make a spritzer, yeah.
yeah, yes, I have to do that. But then, girl, it just sometimes I just be like, okay, just give me just a little whiskey or give me a
Mhm.
Jack and Coke, just something.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know. I'm the same way. I like red wine mostly too, but like if it's hot, if we have a nice day, I'll like want Chardonnay. I want to sit out and like sip cold white wine. But I do
yeah,
the same thing too with the spritzers. I'll put like some fruit in it or I don't know, make some white sangria. It's really good.
something else. Just get it like a little, and with the white wine, it has to be cold. I'm like, I'm gonna put
Oh
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Has to be ice cold.
ice cold. Yeah, if I do a
Yeah.
white wine, it's the Moscato for me. I have
Oh,
to,
okay. You like the
yeah.
sweeter ones. Yeah.
Only the white sweet ones, yeah. The
Okay.
reds I like cabs and Pinot Noirs, and
Me too. I
yeah,
love both of those. Yeah, I don't do any Merlot. I don't
yeah,
like Merlot. But
no.
Cab, Pinot Noir, oh my gosh, so good.
Those are so good. Now, if I'm at somebody's house and they're like, Shay, we got Merlot, I'll be like, okay. To
Like,
be
I
social.
guess. I mean,
Yeah, I
I'm not
guess.
gonna turn down wine, but
Right,
no.
to be social, but then I'd be like, girl, take me to the nearest liquor store.
Right.
And then, of course, my absolute favorite is tequila. So we,
Okay, okay. I like some tequila too. Like, every once in a while, I want a margarita, you know?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and a good one,
A good one, yeah.
a good one.
What's the best tequila?
Girl, I'm still stuck on Patron.
Okay.
Everybody
It's a classic.
like the Don Julio, and there was another one my friend purchased for me. Everybody was like loving it, and of course, the 1800s are just
Yeah.
good for me. But this other tequila I haven't opened it yet. So when I open it, I'm gonna get the name of it. I'm gonna have to hit you up, like Melissa.
Let me know, yeah.
Yeah, girl.
Let me know. 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm picky about tequila.
and you have to be because
Mhm.
one brand of tequila, my friends die over, and I'm like, this tastes like toilet water to me. I just could not. I could not get. It didn't taste good with my lemons. It didn't. I mean, with my lime, it didn't taste good with nothing.
Ugh.
It threw the margarita off. I'm like,
No, that's when you just dump it.
I did. I dumped it. I said,
Yeah.
listen, let's just go back to either the 1800s or the Patron. And it's another one though I really really like. Can't forget the name of it. Then of course vodka is just we just out.
Yeah.
Regular absolute vodka, just regular.
Yeah.
Regular. Okay, look, so now that we didn't tell the world that we are true alcoholics,
Right.
yes. My fans already know. They like, yeah,
I think my readers know that too.
yeah, they know. It's like, yo, give me a good drink and a good book,
Mhm.
and I'm good to go. And then, sometimes late at night or on the weekends, if Hallmark or Lifetime got something cute on,
Mhm.
I am Gucci gold, as the young folks say, honey.
That's
Gucci
right.
gold. So Melissa,
Yeah.
how did you know that you? Well, first of all, when did you start out writing? Like, well, no, when you first knew you wanted to be a writer. Let's go with that
Oh,
because
yeah.
yeah, girl. Because don't tell me you start writing, shooting people and vampires and stuff when you was in elementary school.
No, definitely not. I mean, I wrote like poetry and stuff when I was a kid, and like short stories and but nothing, that was just for me, like to express myself creatively.
Right.
I wanted to become a professional writer when I was, gosh, probably like 35. So I was,
Really?
yeah, like I
Why?
wanted to write a novel. Well, I mean, it's something I'd always thought about, I guess, in the back of my mind, like, oh, it'd be great if I could write a novel someday. But I never like thought, oh, I could do it, for real. So I just, always had other things going on. I was in like corporate America. I was doing the whole like climbing the corporate ladder,
Yeah.
trying to make that money.
Yeah.
And then I just was like miserable. I hated it. So the writing started to like come into my mind more and more. And I got this idea for Gray. She came to me first, and I just started sketching things down about her and, writing bits of dialogue, creating like all these different characters. And then before I knew it, I was starting to write a novel. And and I didn't know what I was doing though. Like at first, I had to take classes and courses and read craft books. Yeah, so then yeah, it took me like a few years, 3-4 years to get that going. And then I decided, okay, now what am I going to do with it? I got to get it published.
Right.
And so yeah, I got it published before I turned 40, so that was like really exciting. I was like, that was my goal. Yeah.
How hard was it for you to get published though?
It's hard. I mean, I want to say I did get a little bit of luck on my side. Because it's rare for people to sell their first novel. Usually,
Mhm.
you have to write a few before you get that break. But I went through a small press.
Okay.
So, right away they sent me like they asked for like a manuscript request, right? So you send your query, which is, just a few paragraphs, maybe like a couple pages. And if they're interested, they want to read the rest. So I was excited. They were like, oh, we want to read the whole book. And then within
Like,
like a month or so, they offered me the contract.
that's
Um,
what's up.
yeah, I was so excited, and they wanted the whole series, so I had to write 2 more books and make it a trilogy. And
Yeah.
it totally changed my life.
I love this. So what made you go with the small press instead of just being an indie author in the beginning, since this was your first novel?
Yeah, I had a lot of misconceptions about indie, the indie author industry in the very beginning.
Yeah.
I think as a lot of people do,
Right.
you get told all of this stuff like, oh, it's not, it's amateur, it's this, it's that. And so it was not even something I was thinking about. My first goal, I wanted a big time agent. I wanted, like Simon and Schuster, all that
Yeah.
stuff. I had very high hopes. So I was like, querying agents, trying to get agents and, just getting like rejection letter after rejection letter. And I kept being told that like paranormal vampires just like weren't big at the time. Like nobody wanted to touch it. Yeah, this was like 2017. And yeah, they were just like, oh no, like your book is good, but we're not interested in this like subject matter. So I started doing research, like talking to people on Twitter, and someone suggested I try, small press, because that's their niche, like their genres are a lot of that
Right.
speculative fiction. So yeah, I sent it out to a few, and I got requests from more than one. So and then I just decided to go with the one I'm with now, which is City Owl Press, and it's been like a really great experience. And then along the way, I have to say I've learned so much about the indie industry and how important it is, and now I'm a part of it. So it was definitely one of those things where I just didn't know what it was really in the beginning, and so I was kind of
Right.
like, oh, I'm not going to do indie. And now it's like I feel like everyone should do indie, because you just have so much more control, and there's just so many talented authors in the indie world.
That it is. I think sometimes because I was talking to a couple of authors and they was like they're hybrid authors.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, that's the best way to be, where you can, okay, cool, you got your publishing company and they'll help push whatever. She's like, but then when you're indie, you can just write, cuss,
Yeah.
clown, just your own
Mhm.
titles. You can just do you.
Yeah. Your own
Right?
covers. Yeah. All of
Yeah.
that.
I told him one day, I said, I'm gonna write me a novel, trashy one, honey.
Yeah. You should.
Yeah. My friends was like, yeah, bitch, you definitely want to have to be indie. You cannot.
You gotta go indie. Yeah. I mean, that's great about it though, because like you can literally write whatever you want, and there's a reader base for it. I
For
mean,
everything, right? That is
everything.
true.
Yeah.
I absolutely love. Well, speaking of reader base and books and stuff, it brings us to the first segment here, the Brown Book Series, called Name That Book,
Mm.
where we take a little something from one of your books and you have to name that book.
Oh wow.
Yeah, should be easy. And actually,
Yeah. Being
yeah,
tested.
yeah. They didn't do all of them because, like I said, we had an off-camera conversation that my team was like, Melissa Sercia. One, like, as my friend Gia told me how to pronounce your last name. I'm like, do you know her? How you know her last name? She was right though, which was
She was right. Yeah.
yeah, I lost that bad. I should have known. I'm like, you might know her a little bit. And so and my team was like, Melissa is a YA author. I was like, Melissa is not a YA author.
Nope.
Yeah, so I was like, no. I said, I read the Gray series. I read Gray. She's not, that girl is, I said, and my exact words was, and if this is YA, Melissa need her whole ass whooped for what the shit was going on.
Right. Can you imagine?
Right. Melissa cannot be my babysitter, period.
No. Yeah. No, I have like warnings on all my Amazon pages.
And that exactly, but I think like we started discussing, it was just the cover. So I think they were like, oh, the cover, little girl, young. I said, honey. I was like, if she's YA, y'all need to send child protective services to Melissa. To Melissa house, because baby, honey. No, I loved it though.
Thank you. I'm so happy.
So we had a whole hoopla about it. I'm like,
it.
what the fuck? All right. But so what we did was name that book and like, something that we really like. Okay.
Okay.
Name that book first up. And then if we give you like the because you have a few series, so we give you the character. We talk about the character for that series.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Okay. Gotcha.
Name that book. It says Clever Thief Liar.
Clever Thief Liar. That is After I Run.
After I Run.
Yeah.
I was like, honey, that's my mess over there. Yeah, After I Run. We're gonna talk about these titles in a little bit too, because I was like, you know what? I love it. All right, next up.
Okay.
A darkness is coming for her heart, but it might be the only thing that can set her free.
Yeah, that is After I Fall.
After I Fall. Girl, so you know what series we love about yours, honey.
We do.
Yeah.
Some Immortals.
Okay.
Immortal Billionaires.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Character, Piper Rose.
Oh, that's my girl from After I Break.
After I Break. I was like, Piper ass. Name that book. You already know.
I love
Fortune Tellers pays the bills. It also allows Brooklyn access to the most exclusive circles in New York City.
Yeah, that's After I Burn.
After I Burn, girl. Melissa.
She was burning up.
She was yeah. Girl, these titles.
Yeah.
What's up with the titles?
The titles. Yeah, the first book obviously was I didn't realize I was going to do a long series with it. I just had this idea for
You did not book. Really?
Not when I first started writing it. Like halfway through towards the end, I was like, oh, I've got this idea, because I have, Piper makes an appearance in the very, very beginning.
Yes. Well,
I wanted to sort of kind of build this backstory for her and have her go off on this adventure, which is basically After I Break is why she's leaving Raven in the very beginning to go, on a plane to go meet Lux. And so, After I Fall came to me because it's like what happens after you fall, you fall in love or you fall in lust. And it's all the events that, happen after that. And without any spoilers, it's the last line of the book, essentially.
Yeah.
So that happened. And then, I wanted to keep it kind of a theme in a sense of like having the series connected by the titles so that people could say, since the covers are so different, it's a different couple.
Yeah.
So I wanted someone to see the cover and see the title and go, oh, I think this is part of that series because it's the After I, and then something. So After I Break, comes because she's Piper and Lex are like this, they enemies to lovers.
Let me just tell you, without giving a spoiler, the scene on the plane when I was like, you know what? I love this whole series. Their whole banter together was just crazy. This whole series, I love Ozzy and what's the other one?
Raven,
Cade and all them. The guys. But Lux was my favorite.
Really? Okay, cool.
He was my favorite. And he was just his smart ass mouth.
Yeah.
He was just so sexy with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and yes, with them plane scenes, girl, I was like,
I had a lot of fun writing those.
You can tell. You can absolutely tell, girl. I was like, this shit is crazy as hell. What was Melissa up there doing, honey?
Right. Drinking. No.
Right. I love it. That's what I'm talking about. Now, you said when you turned 35, you was like, okay, I'm going to write me a book and
Mhm.
whatever. So what made you think about it being a romance book though?
Well, I think it just kind of at first it wasn't gonna have any romance in it at all because we're going back to Grey now and Blood and Magic,
Right.
and it was just this sort of revenge quest, she basically wants revenge against these people that made her
Right.
into a vampire, and I really wanted to write this, like, r dark, violent, just sort of like this badass
Oh,
chick.
come on. Side note though, because Gray was tripping. I was like, I would love to be a vampire. Why would she? I mean, I get it, but I'm like, come on, man. Like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
hold
No, I agree. I mean, I'm like, if they're vampires, like, please, I wanna be immortal and powerful.
on.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah,
upset.
but she was, born in, the 1500s, and she had this nice, quaint little, charming life in
Mhm.
England, and never got to really experience being a human for very long.
Yeah.
She was like in her early 20s when she got made into a vampire. And yeah, she just basically is just angry and bitter and resentful that she kind of got like robbed of this human life, and
Right.
still really clings to her humanity a lot, and at least in the first book. She gets a little cray cray in the, the next
Yes,
one.
girl.
but but yeah, she's just I just wanted to write like a badass chick that was just mad and angry, and like, what could happen if she got even more power and, linked with a witch to get blood magic and, just basically destroys her enemies. So yeah, that was, and then the romance kind of came because, I love romance. I've got to have romance in there. And originally, so Dragos, who is her ex, who she
Yeah.
hates.
Yes.
So in my first draft, I actually have her kill him. Like, they don't have like a romance at all. But as I'm like writing scenes, I feel like they had this like chemistry, and I was really enjoying like the banter between them. So I
Mhm.
completely changed the trajectory of the whole story in regards to like him and her, and
Right.
made it more about like a misunderstanding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just, I really wanted to explore that, and I put her in a love triangle, between him and Aldrich,
Yes.
and that was a lot of fun. But yeah, the story is mostly just about like her quest for revenge, and at least in the first book, and then book
Yeah.
two,
Book two, she's out
she
here
goes
getting
off.
it. Yeah, she is. I was like, I think that's what reminds me of Phoebe from Charm. Because
Yeah,
Phoebe is, she loved Cole, and it's just, it's just something about it, it's the underlying kind of thing.
the tension. Yeah,
Yes.
I
And
love
then
that.
yes, and then when you get her wrong, she just go batshit crazy.
Yeah,
Baby, calm
like,
down.
calm down. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
But I loved it. And that's what I loved about Gray. And I loved her name. Why did you name her Gray?
That's such a God, I named her such a long time ago. I think it was sort of like a kind of a play on words, really, where she is morally gray in a sense. Everything is like doom and gloom, but it's not completely all dark and or all light, and the gray is just like that middle ground between, black and white, good and evil.
Right.
So yeah, I think I thought, well, why don't I just name her that? And I like that. I like androgynous names,
Yeah.
as well. And so gray could be a male or a
Or
female.
female.
And I
Yeah.
really liked that too. And, I guess it might be like a little cheesy at times. Her last name is Winter, Gray Winter.
Yeah.
But I wanted to kind of play on that. I mean, it's a fantasy book. So I wanted to have fun with the names.
You have fun with the names. I like it though. I was like, I like
Thank
old
you.
Gray, honey. Okay, Gray's doing
Thank
her own
you.
thing. All right. So how long does it take you to write a book?
Now it takes me about a month.
Why now?
Well, first of all, I'm writing a genre that's different than I was to begin with. And I feel like it's not that it's less world building, but with like the Blood and Darkness series, I was using Greek mythology and
Yeah.
like creating all these magical worlds.
Yeah.
Whereas these new paranormal romance ones are kind of set like they're modern times,
Yeah.
New York City. So that city already exists. I'm not, creating anything really, outside of like the main parts of the regular city. And I've just learned more about my craft. I don't sit there and like him and haw over the stupid things. Like, you would get like, I would get stuck like trying to edit myself as I was writing instead of just like writing a first draft and then worrying about it later. And I've taught myself, like, no, you got to let that go. You
Right.
have to just write it. I have better outlines now too. Like my scenes are more like played out better first before I start actually writing them.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like all those things really help me write faster. And I think it's just a skill that you kind of develop over time, and you just don't worry about things that you did when you first started. So I mean, that's, I don't know if this is the best explanation, but that's literally how what I think. I don't know. We'll see.
You're right.
We'll see if that continues. Yeah. But so far I've been able to write a book in a month, but I do struggle sometimes. There's certain books that will give me a little bit more difficulty if I haven't grasped the character enough. And it'll
Right.
take me a little bit longer, and that's just writing the book. And then of course I take another 3 to 4 weeks to edit and polish and really make sure it's like exactly how I want it to be before I hit that publish button.
Right. Okay. So the Immortal series is indie. That's not
Yes.
what. So why didn't you let it be with your small press?
Let's see. Honestly, the money really. So basically I had 2020 hit,
Yeah.
and I've got furloughed from my day job, and I'm sitting there. I had just finished a book for my publisher that was in the process of going through copy edits and all that stuff. So I was sitting there going, okay, what am I going to write next? And I was talking to one of my editors, and she said, you should try your hand at indie because, especially if you're not working right now, you can just, the money goes straight straight to you. There's no middleman, and you have more control over the marketing and how it's going to be presented. Just like, you should just give it a try. And
That's
I
a
thought,
good
wow, that's,
editor. That's a real good
yeah.
editor. Yeah.
So yeah, so I basically, like, in from March to like August, I spent all my time just researching the indie market, joining, the 20 bucks to 50K on Facebook, and like just learning as much as I could about it. And then I started getting the idea for After I Fall, and I wrote that. I started writing it in like June or July, I think, and or August, somewhere around there. And then I published it in October of that year. And
Mhm.
when I released it, I made more in 1 month than I had made in
Ooh,
like a quarter with my other books. And that's
really?
yeah, and I think that's just because you are the one doing the marketing, you're the one doing everything, and pushing it and deciding when you're going to do a freebie and when you're going to do a promo. And there's so many strategies, that we use to get our books more visibility and stuff. It could be the genre as well. Like the dark romance genre is really blowing up right now. I mean, it
Yeah.
has been for a while, but it's super like peaking at this moment. And so, here I released this dark kind of romance book at the right time, I think, as well. Yeah, but I've definitely decided, that I am going to stay indie now.
That makes perfectly good sense now, though. You know what I'm saying? And,
Yeah.
and I'm glad that who you said your editor was the one that told you, like, look, hey,
Hmm.
girl, this
Yeah.
that makes sense. So
Yeah.
wait, so you thinking you might just stay at indie?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I have one more book to write for my publisher. It's going to complete the Beautiful Dark Beast trilogy.
Okay. Okay.
And then once I'm done with that, I'm just going to concentrate on, just building my indie brand.
Okay,
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah.
All right, Miss Melissa, honey. I love it. Listen, I'm with all of it. I love it. I'm glad
Thank
you
you.
had a great experience with the indie brand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad you had a good experience with
Yeah,
that.
and I never say never. You never know what the future holds. I may do something for my publisher again in the future. I may even try to get an agent in the future. You never know. But currently, right now, I'm loving the experience of being indie and like the results I'm seeing, and just like the new readers and new fans that I've gained from it. Like, I'm just really enjoying it.
I love it. I can't
Yeah.
wait. Cannot wait. Now let's see here. One of your latest novel is After I Burn, correct?
Yes. Hmm.
Okay, so After I Burn is the latest one.
Yeah.
So a little bit about After I Burn. This is book 4 in the Immortal series.
Yeah. Book 4. It is about Cade and Brooklyn.
Girl, hold on before you start.
Yeah.
That damn Kay Vincent.
Hmm. You liked him?
I did. And I even like the cover. They don't have the cover right now, but I love the cover of that book. All the books, they give you that dark look, that dark, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But that boy is, I'm up here like, is that tatted? You gonna tell us about the book, and y'all need to find me this cover. I'm telling you, it is absolutely hot. So can you
Thank
tell
you.
us a little bit about Kay? Look,
Yes.
Lainey said the girl name about after I burn.
Right. Yeah, no, Cade is a villain. He's a demon. He's a siphon demon, which means he can siphon powers from like any other paranormal creature and like temporarily utilize those powers. And he's like straight up just not a good guy, really. So without giving away too many spoilers, the first 3 books paint him as the villain, sets him up. They all hate him. They're all after this magical artifact, and they're trying to keep it from Cade because they
Yeah.
think he has these like bad intentions with it. So I love a good villain. I've always been a fan of the villain having like multiple layers and not just being like all bad or all good or. So I wanted to give Cade's story, and he's the kind of villain that will literally burn down the whole world for the woman that he wants, the woman that's for
Literally,
him.
okay?
Literally, yeah.
Literally.
Literally burn everything down. And he's just unstoppable. And I really wanted to create a paranormal creature that didn't really have any weaknesses either. Because that's something it's good for some characters, and but it's not really been done a lot. There's always some kind of weakness, but you can't really kill Cade. He just exists forever
Yeah.
in his miserable broody mind that he has until he sees Brooklyn, who is very feisty. She's a fake fortune teller. She uses she's trying to use that to get herself into these like billionaire charity auctions so she can get information about these people. She wants to
Yes.
get revenge on a particular Charlie not Vanderbilt, Charlie Vander. She is from a small town called Maplewood, right? So all the girls in the series are connected by this small town of Maplewood. And she has this really interesting and checkered past. She's kind of a badass. She's been in and out of jail and trouble and her whole life. And she
Yes.
blames this Charlie guy, that he's from this billionaire family where they basically ruined her family, put her in a trailer park, all that stuff that goes along with
I
it.
was wait. I was laughing when that because I was like, okay, I'm sorry. Keep going.
Yeah. No, she was pissed. I mean,
Okay.
I mean, it's the typical like her dad drank himself to death. Her mom was like more into bingo than
Right.
raising her. So she grew up a little bit hard and tough, and moves to New York City to just get her revenge on this guy and his family. And then she also bartends in a strip club, and so Cade kind of like corners her for the first time. The first time he corners her outside the auction, and then he kind of stalks her to the strip club and shows up there, and he's just convinced that she's for him, and she's kind of like, dude, no, like I've got this thing going on that I'm trying to get revenge right now. I don't need to be distracted by you, even though she's super attracted to him. Yeah, so that's their story, and they're both, I don't know, they're kind of like my Joker and my Harley Quinn.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can really, really see that. I loved it. I was like, listen, and I like it because his banter too was cool with it. His protectiveness was just, I was like, dude, calm down.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's intense.
He's very intense. Tell me, this whole the billionaire this series, why did you make it a billionaire series? Like, why, why not just be like, okay, these immortals, they whatever. Like, why you make it? Well, two things, because the scenery that you set them in, like, why did you choose the the scenery, I guess, the district, the city, or whatever.
Yeah.
And why you make them billionaires?
Those are good questions. So New York is one of my favorite cities. My sister
I
used to
figured
live
that.
there.
Yeah, I'm like, she
Yeah,
was like
I
New
love
York.
New York. I've spent a lot of time in New York when I was in my 20s, and I partied a lot in New York. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it's just a city that to me has always been magical. I remember the first time I got off the airplane and I saw, the Brooklyn Bridge and, the whole cityscape. And I thought, wow, this looks just like it does in the movies, which is
It does.
very rare. Like a lot of times you see something on TV and then you go there and you're like, oh, this looks smaller or whatever. But New York was like bigger, larger than life. And I just got this energy, this feeling when I was there. And I just, I loved it. So I went back every year for quite a while and would spend some time there. And I always just wanted to set a story there because New York has so many, it's gritty and it's got its dark alleys, but it's also got its like super bougie restaurants. And,
Yes.
there's just like such a interesting like juxtaposition of stuff there. So I really wanted to use the city, and it's like all of its dark corners. So that was important. And then for the billionaire aspect is cool because I had to be able to tell a story where they're doing really fantastical things,
Yeah.
like getting on a jet and going to Havana, or her, working for this extremely rich vampire. They had to be rich, they had to be billionaires, otherwise it wouldn't be believable. You'd
It
be like,
wouldn't be right. Yeah.
like Lex and Piper. Can you imagine them flying coach? Like, I mean, they wouldn't have the same,
They wouldn't. And the
no.
stuff they end up doing, I'm glad they didn't. Okay, go.
Yeah. So it's like, to tell the story, like, and have it be believable and have them do all these cool things, like Cade flying Brooklyn to New Orleans for dinner just for the night,
Yes.
they have to be billionaires.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I actually did. I was like, this is so freaking cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
thank you.
it was so believable. It was so everything. Hold on, they said they found the book cover.
Oh, thank you.
Girl,
I love that cover so much.
After I burn, I was like, first of all, how did you
I
like
love
how
this
did
cover.
that
I have to
cover?
give a shout out to Sarah Page. She is my cover designer. She's amazing. She did all 5 covers. I have a 5th one coming out soon.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that one too. I
Yeah,
love that
so she's
cover.
amazing. Thank
And
you.
then and when you was talking about the titles, because that's why I was like, okay, what's up with these titles? It matches, which what you said.
Yeah.
Like, it match. Like when you see this, you be like, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah, I can see that. And he's so damn fine,
Oh yeah.
girl.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And she's beautiful and she looks
She's
tough
beautiful.
and
Yeah,
and they look good together and
they do.
I love that cover.
Oh my god. So shout out to hey Sarah, hey girl, hey, you did that, Sarah. You did that,
That's
honey.
right.
You did that cover. I love it. All right. And speaking of doing things, it brings us to the next segment here, the Brown Book series called Who'd You Rather?
Okay. All right.
Yes, but we take a few of your characters. Then we did too, because honey, I said y'all asses was crazy. They want to know, who you want a one night stand with.
Oh.
That's it. We ain't trying to love. We ain't trying to do nothing. We trying to get it, hit it, and quit it, and go home. Or not.
That works.
Yeah, whatever works. All right, first up, who'd you rather? Cade Vincent or Cassius Reed?
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's tough because
That
they're
is
both
tough.
hot.
Yes, girl.
One night stand. You know what? I am going to go with Cassius just because he's a freaking werewolf and he's just, he's like animalistic.
Very much so. And so I was looking at Cassius, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was just like, but he's a werewolf. He might just, I want him to eat me out, but damn, he might eat me up for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he might go too far. Yeah.
He might go way too far. I'm like, look, because honey, this stuff is good down there. So, you might take it.
He's like, oh, I'm just going to keep going. Yeah.
I'm gonna keep right. Like, honey, what is going on?
Although I would not kick Cade out of bed. Like, I mean, it's hard to choose. They're both hot. I love them both. I think either one would be a good choice. But yeah, I don't know. Cassius would be like, he lives in the forest and it'd be kind of interesting.
Okay, Cassius. All right, last up. Let's see. Who would you rather? Ozzy or Lux?
Oh, Lux. Definitely Lux.
You know,
For
Lux,
sure.
Lux is my favorite, period.
I love that. Yeah.
He's my favorite, absolute period. Ozzy, I don't know. I liked Raven more than I liked him. I don't know why.
Okay.
I know I like the boys more. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Or I like them just the same. Like I liked Lux with
Piper.
Piper. Because
Yeah.
they were, Piper had a smart ass mouth. She was like a street chick. Not a street chick, but you know what I'm saying? She
Oh,
could
yeah.
handle her own. Yeah. She was like, what? Everything he said, she was giving it right back to him.
That's
And
right.
I like that.
Yeah.
I liked Raven more, but I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, Ozzy is like old school, like old world,
Yeah.
kind of like stuck in the past a little bit. He's more of a gentleman,
He
I
was.
would say.
Now, I did like that part of him.
Yeah.
He was gentleman. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, Lux, I mean, come on, he's an incubus. Like that's who wouldn't want to, spend the night with an incubus?
Girl, I just want to be with Lux. And I love his name. I just want to be with him.
Yes,
I love
me
him.
too.
Yes, me too. Melissa.
You can have him for a couple nights.
Thank you. I just need a few of them.
All right.
All right. Author's moments. What's your most urgent priority for the rest of the year?
Oh gosh, I have more than one, but
Hey, what's all of them?
Yeah,
inside the literary world and out.
So yeah, priority. I just signed an audiobook deal with Spectrum.
What?
So I'm so excited. Yeah. So far so after I fall will be an audiobook. And then if all goes well and everything, I'll, hopefully get the rest of the whole series made into audio too. So I'm excited.
That would be hot. Listen, side note, narrators. Make sure your narrators are awesome. And if they say, well, who do you want? Ron Butler is the absolute best.
Ron Butler. Okay.
Ronnie Butler. He narrates all of Brenda Jackson's books.
Oh, okay.
And I've heard him do like other books. Oh, he's
good. Okay.
What?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I will look him up. Yeah. So that's it's exciting. It's like a total bucket list thing that I've been wanting for a while. So that's I guess a priority this year. Just kind of promoting it, marketing it, and seeing what the response is. I'm super excited. And I'm just excited to like hear it myself, like in a selfish way. I'm like, I just want to hear Ozzy and Raven come to life, So that's cool. I'm also working on a trilogy that's going to be like 3 standalones, but tied in the same world, similar to Immortal Billionaires. But it's going to be dark mafia romance.
Oh, now wait.
Yeah, I'm Sicilian. I can't believe I haven't written about the mafia yet, but yeah.
That's gonna be good. Wait.
Oh yeah.
Is it gonna be paranormal?
No, this will be contemporary. Yeah, just straight up gangsters.
Okay then, because I was probably like, girls, one of them gangsters gonna be a werewolf. That's gonna be cute. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I'm excited. So that is what I'm literally plotting right now. I'm plotting book 1 for that. It's gonna be sort of Irish mob versus Italian mob.
Oh, that's gonna be good, girl.
Yeah. And I'm studying it in Boston actually. So I might pick your brain later for some Boston stuff because I've never been there. So
that's gonna be hot. Listen, I've only been here a couple of years, but I have some friends that are straight Boston.
Okay.
And yeah, they will hook you up, girl. Take you to all the. Then they'll take you over to Rhode Island, about a good 30 minutes away. Federal Hill, all the gangsters are there.
Oh, cool. I'll just go there like my camera and take notes.
You're great. It's a man. Like you can literally see, like it's like all the retired mob bosses and stuff. I'll be like, this is.
I love that. That's
awesome. Me too.
That's so awesome,
girl. Me too. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, next the author's moments. In being a novelist, what did you learn a little too late?
Oh gosh, that's a really good question. A really good question. I think just, not like stressing out. So like when I wrote Immortal Billionaires, I wanted to like rapid release them. And what I realized as I was sort of like really stressing myself out because I would write one of the books And then while it was with the editor, I would start writing the second one, and I'd put up a pre-order for the first one. And then once that pre-order's up, you have to meet that deadline. Otherwise, Amazon penalizes you for changing your pre-order. So I was like in this cycle for like 6 months of like write, edit, publish, and I was like losing my mind, really. So I definitely learned like not to do that again.
Right.
So like with this series, the Mafia series, I'm literally going to write all 3 of them ahead of time, just write them all. And then once they're all written, then I'll start, doing the pre-orders and, releasing them quickly. But yeah, I was in this like crazy like cycle of just rinse, repeat. And I was like, I wasn't sleeping. I was like, just writing like way too much. And yeah, so it wasn't healthy.
Not at all.
I mean, luckily everything came out good, and all the books, I'm happy with all the books, and I have amazing editors and things like that. So that was cool. But like, yeah, I was just like exhausted, and I'm like, I need to stop doing this to myself.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Well, now I'm glad now that you know how to pace yourself, and you're
That's
good.
right. That's right.
All right, cool. Office moments. If you could have tea with one fictional character of yours, who would it be?
Oh, with mine, Gray.
I would have tea with Gray too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, she's the first character I ever created. So yeah, I would it would be amazing if I could sit and talk to Gray over some tea, maybe spike it with a little whiskey.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know?
That girl, what is wrong with you?
Right? Why are you so mad?
Why are you so fucking mad? All right, office moments. If you could sit down with your 15-year-old self, what would you tell her?
Oh gosh. That's stick with the writing. Just, that someday it's all going to work out, and that dreams do come true, as cheesy as that sounds. But yeah, I would just tell myself to not give up on anything, essentially. I would also tell my 15-year-old self to not pay as much attention to like romance and like dating.
Yes.
Because I got distracted, by guys too much when I was younger. And you tend to put your plans on hold when you get involved with somebody that's not supportive. So I definitely would be like, hey, let's just be solo for a while. But yeah, as far as career aspirations, I would just say like stick with the writing, keep writing that poetry, because the poetry is really like what helped me formulate my prose, like, how to like describe things and invoke emotion, all came from like poetry, I think. So
okay, cool. That's what's up. All right, office moments. What would your pen name be?
I've just actually been thinking about this recently because if I do write something completely different, I want to have, a different pen name. So my last name is my dad's name, essentially. So I thought, well, how can I, honor my mom's side? And my mom's last name is Campbell, which is very common. There's a lot of authors with the last name Campbell. So
nice. Sicilian?
Right, exactly. My mom's British. My dad's Sicilian. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so I'm half and half. So my grandmother's name, on my British grandmother's name, is Violet. So I thought Melissa Violet would be a cool pen name to have, and then I can honor her. Yeah, for sure.
I like that. That would be a cool pen name. Okay, then.
Yeah.
Miss Melissa Violet. Hi,
That's
girl.
right. We'll see.
I absolutely love it. Let's see here. What is one dream that you've tucked away?
Oh my gosh, a dream that I've tucked away. To travel more to Europe, like really just go to, England, Ireland, Spain. I just want to go all over the place. And but traveling always gets put on hold for whatever reason, whether it's money or work or, scheduling. And then COVID actually put everyone's travel on hold for quite a while. So yeah. So that's definitely like one of the things on my list, like I have to do. Also, I've always wanted to go to New Orleans. It's just, I'm so drawn to that city. And of course, I write about New Orleans in my books because to me, it's like this magical place where vampires and witches actually exist. So
yeah, they do.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I know. I'm like, I need to go there and like eat beignets and like, drink some chicory coffee and
yes, girl, try to fry oysters, all that stuff. You do.
Try to go find Marie Laveau's ghost,
Yes. You absolutely do. All right.
Yeah.
Author's moments. What's something you tried really hard to like, but just couldn't?
Hmm. Really hard to like.
Really hard. Like I tried, girl. Oof.
Like, I don't like the outdoors. Like, I don't, it's not for me. I don't like camping and all that. I'm like, I don't understand how so many people just that they want to go on a hike or they want to, good for you if that's like what you want to do. But yeah, no, I can't do it. I like, wine tasting and hotel rooms and
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate nature. It's pretty and stuff, but like, I
Yeah.
don't want to go sleep in a tent. Like, why?
Yeah, that's why I tell people, something like the outdoors for me, and the hiking part. No, I go walk on the beach.
Right.
I'll go do walking, picnic in the park. I do all that.
Yeah, go sit in the grass for a little bit, but
Yeah, all of that for a little
no.
bit. Keyword. Yeah, but other than that, no. The most outside I'm do is the beach. That's it.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But they're hiking and going up and sleeping on the.
No, why? Like, I mean,
why?
like, I don't understand. Like, people literally in the beginning of time, when like before civilization, they had to do that. They had to sleep outdoor. It was like survival. And now
Yes.
it's like it's a hobby for people, and I don't understand. But you know what? Sicilians, we're not very naturey. Like, that's just like kind of a culture thing too. Like my dad was like, we're getting a cabin.
A lot of Americans ain't either. He's like, what?
Yeah, I'm like, no.
Melissa, if you were hosting a dinner party and could invite 5 people from any era, who could it be? And they have to be real people, Melissa. They can't be the fiction people. No vampires.
Do they have to be any era, so they can be dead?
Any era. Yep.
Okay.
Dead or alive. Any era.
Dead or alive. Definitely Anne Rice.
Okay.
For sure, because she's, I think she's like the queen of vampire fiction, and really inspired me a lot growing. I read her books, and that's kind of how I became fascinated with New Orleans, really, because she, set all her books in New Orleans.
She did.
So definitely Anne Rice. God, there's so many people I would love to chat with. Tupac. I mean, like, why not? Like, let's sit down, let's talk about music. Let's have discussions about his life, his poetry. His poetry was beautiful.
It was
I have a book that's like a collector's thing that has it's supposed to look like a real scrapbook, and it's got pages that you can pull out that look like his pages. It's really cool. Yeah. Definitely that. Hunter S. Thompson, what a crazy guy he was, definitely would have him. Who else? My goodness. I feel like I'll think of like 50 million people after this. I'm like, who else would I invite?
You good.
My goodness. Probably, I know I'm trying to think of like entertainment wise or book wise. There's so many people. Probably maybe Stephen King, because I read a lot of his horror books growing up, or even Bram Stoker. Bram Stoker wrote the original Dracula books.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's like, you want to pick the brains of these people who I consider like geniuses and stuff like that.
They actually were, though.
Yeah. Oh, Obama. Hello. Who wouldn't want Obama at their dinner party? I mean, just for, for fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think I'd want like a mixture of like music, literature, just notable figures, people that are intelligent, that have something to say, that would have like a really fun conversation, just where you can sit and have some drinks and have some good food and just talk about culture and art and literature. Picasso, Salvador Dali, like any of those people would be amazing to have at a dinner party. It's so hard to choose just 5, like, I don't know. I want them all there. I want like a banquet.
Everybody be there. Like, where y'all at? We at Melissa's house. I absolutely, I love that.
And you, of course, you got to come.
Girl, I'm gonna be there chilling. Like, Melissa, look, girl, who are these people?
You're like, where's your tequila?
Where's the tequila? Me and Tupac can be over in the tequila thing.
That's right.
Look, and Anne Rice, they should be over there with us.
I think Anne Rice, I think she'd be down to have some tequila for sure.
Yeah, I think she'd
definitely. She put a little
Absolutely.
juice in hers, but
Just, just, just a little splash. Got a
that's
little
right. Little splash.
Melissa, this has been a wonderful interview. We have one question left,
Okay.
but I just want to say thank you so much for joining us. This has
Thank
just
you.
been so much fun.
I've had a blast. This has been like the most fun interview I've done. I love your personality. I love your
Thank
questions. You got good
you.
energy. Yes. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Now, so before we ask this last question, tell everybody all things Melissa, how they can get in contact with you, all your social media handles, and where they can find your books.
Sure. I am, so I have a website, melissasercia.com, and then Instagram, I'm Melissa Sercia Writes, TikTok, Melissa Sercia Writes. I have some funny TikToks. Go check that out. Twitter, I'm at Fluid Ghost, and Facebook, I'm at Melissa Sercia 11. I also have a Facebook group called Immortal Billionaires. So it's just all about that series. So definitely check that out. What else? Yeah, and I'm on my website. You can just Google me and you can find me.
And,
I've got
and this,
lots of links. My books are on Amazon. They're on Barnes and Noble, pretty much everywhere, like every retailer online. So yeah, I'm there.
I absolutely love it. Girl, wait,
Thanks.
before I ask my last question,
Yeah,
the fluent ghost,
Fluid Ghost. Yeah.
girl, where you come up with the name? I was like,
So in another lifetime ago, I used to make hip hop beats. So that was sort of like, and when I joined Twitter, I was like, what am I going to use? Because this was before I was writing. So I was like, oh, I'll go with my little hip hop, my hip hop beat name, which was Fluid Ghost.
I like that.
Thank you.
That's cute, girl. That hits.
Thank you. Yeah, I love it.
I love it too. Okay,
Thank you.
good girl.
Thank
Fluent
you.
ghost. Hi,
Yeah. So it just
I,
stuck.
I love it. And Melissa, last question.
Yeah.
If you were writing a book about your life, what would the title be?
That is a good question. Probably live in this moment. Because I have it. It was a fortune cookie, and I have it on my fridge. And I try to always live in the moment, and not like dwell on the past or get too much anxiety about the future. I feel like that's all we have is the moment. So yeah, that would probably be the title of my book, just to remind myself and everyone that, yeah, just keep living in that moment you're in.
I absolutely love it. Well, we are so
Thank
happy
you.
that you decided to be with us in this moment. And
Thank
I
you.
am so appreciative. And I just want to just say thank you again because I love your book, girl.
I'm so honored that you read the books and loved them, and yeah, that just makes me so happy.
I'm telling you, I'm saying Gray was my girl. I was like, what are you talking about? Why? I'm like, what book did y'all read? Because that's not. Then I had
That's
to
not
go back
why.
because I read a couple years ago. So I was like, okay, Shay, maybe you was tripping. So now I went back around. So no, she is not. And if she is, call
Right.
the police.
Right. Yeah, come get me.
Come get her because that's not how any of this works.
Right. Well, I'm excited for you to see the new covers when we get those done, because we're doing new covers for that series to update them, and it definitely won't look like YA for sure.
Thank you. Yeah, girl, because they was over here tripping. I appreciate I love that. And then too, y'all, oh, when your new book that's coming out, when can we
Oh,
expect that?
yeah, so that I'm hoping end of March, maybe beginning of April. It's just with the editor right now, but it's called After I Obey.
Oh,
And it's a lot steamier. It's definitely amps it up, and it's about Rome. I don't know if you remember Rome from After I Burn. He was Cade's friend that was kind of helping him here and
yes,
there.
yes, yeah.
He went and got Brooklyn at the bar.
Okay.
So yeah, it's gonna be about him, and it's gonna take place in LA. Um, I've also spent a lot of time in LA, and so yeah, he's an incubus billionaire, of course, real estate tycoon, and this chick that lives in LA, Olivia, he sees her at a bar, and she is like identical looking to Lilith from Hell.
From
Like she's like a doppelganger. And so he's like wants to kill her. He thinks it's Lilith at first, and then he realizes that it's not her, but he can't figure out why she looks so much like her, so he doesn't trust her. And she ends up having to work for him. Like the next day, she comes in for her new job, and he's like, "Oh, it's you! Like I wanted to kill
there's
you
gonna
last
be a
night."
twist at the end,
Always, yeah, yeah,
ladies and gentlemen.
yeah.
Because Brown Book Series, yeah, I would not wait until this book come out. I'm gonna be stalking you after this.
I will send it to you as soon as I have arcs available. I will send it to you.
Thank you. I absolutely
Yes.
love it. Brown Book Series, please welcome again Melissa Sercia.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Absolutely. And Melissa, hold 1 second for me, okay? I Brown Bookers, you love that? I know you did, because y'all just love everything I love, and I absolutely love this book. So if you're into paranormal, you know a bunch of you guys are, please go check out the Immortal Billionaire series by Melissa Sercia. I love her last name. I'm gonna change my last name to Sercia. We'll be like the Sercia sisters or something. Y'all know how we get down every Wednesday night. We right here at the Brown Book Series, 6 o'clock. You're right here with me, and then at 7 o'clock, we're going to be over at Cruise Radio 102.8. And, check us out over there for a live podcast. And then after we leave at 8 o'clock, y'all already know, but big sis, Iris Bowling for Iris Moments, she'll be taking over at Cruise Radio 102.8. All the information will be in the description box below. Thank you, guys. We love you guys. Have a great weekend. Make sure you go get the Raw tickets. The Raw Experience tickets are on sale now. That's rawexperience.com. RRAW experience.com. See y'all next week. God bless.
Brown Book Series presents Raw Romance Readers and Writers Experience. Save the date, October 28th and 29th, 2022. Brown Book Series presents Raw Romance Readers and Writers Experience, October 28th and 29th, 2022. At the Westin Old Town, Alexandria, featuring some of your favorite romance authors: Brenda Jackson, Beverly Jenkins, Iris Bowling, Deborah Fletcher Mello, and so much more. The Raw Experience will include book signings, meet and greet, photo ops, vendors, shopping, surprise celebrity guests, and live performances. Registration is wide open at brownbookseries.com. Save the date, October 28th and 29th, 2022. Brown Book Series presents RRRAAW.